The opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with.
Welcome everyone to this week's episode of Grow420, episode. That's right, episode 6, March 5th, 2024. As you all know, we're going to be discussing autoflowers. So, although my current indoor run that's going right now, is grapefruit diesel feminized photo periods. Let me turn this music down a bit. There we go. Let me come back to the comment screen. Hey, Justin. Thanks for tuning in, brother. So just saying, we're going to be talking about autoflowers today. I've currently got my current grow right now is grapefruit diesel feminized photo. So I still got some clones here, so we're going to talk about them as well. Give you a little bit of an update. Situation is gone or not gone. So you know what? Give me just a moment here today. Justin, if you want to tag anyone, feel free. Go ahead. Share the feed out. I've got a bunch of groups here, so yeah, it's going to be a great episode today. Like I said, the current grow photo periods. Got an update coming up with that update video, and so what we're going to be doing for the next run, we're getting ready for the next run. It's been about 9-10 weeks maybe. 12 weeks on the outside. Just flip the flower. I got to run a little bit longer in flower, but that's expected. Be here. I'm going to have a bong toke before 420. So yeah, I'm going to be growing CBD Kush autos. Very first time growing autos on purpose. So I've been doing a lot of research on how to grow autos, some of the different differences between autos and photos. The list here, and it is loosely based on a podcast, another podcast that I watched. Just jotted down some points. Just some points. I was going to do it all up in slide form today, but don't get done what you want to get done, and that's what Grow420 is all about. Showing you. We've still got some clones here, so I think I know where some of the issues where I went wrong on it. But yeah, we're going to be growing CBD Kush autos. There's CBD Kush Purple and CBD Kush Green. There were seeds that were gifted to me by a friend in the 420 community. And so, yeah, first time, Justin, you have grown them before. So if you have, I'd like to pick on maybe sometimes when I'm and so yeah, we'll just also be listening to some cool tunes in the background here and having a toke or two. Or finds me. I said I was going to have a toke, so I'm getting tired of standing here. I'm going to get my stool. Okay, so I think I can sit down and see. Yeah, I'm going to tag hold on. I'm going to tag a few people. Let me go on to my personal one here. And I'm going to tag Shane Gurley, one of my listeners. Actually, he's actually so there's Shane Gurley, and just give me a moment. Disappear. We'll tag Mikey, but I think Mikey's probably at work. Even though it's been ringing out today, he's probably still at work. Let's see, who else could I do? Oh, Kenny G. How could I ever forget my brother, Kenny G? Hey. I don't know if you got my tag or if you just came in seeing it. So seeing the feed, but we're going to be talking auto flowers today. I've put together just a small list that I've based on one of the podcasts that I watched. 5 things to know before growing autos. And there's a few other things that I'm going to talk about with autos as well. And if anyone has in the audience has any input, feel free to. If you have any questions, you can comment as well. If you're having questions about autos, I probably will not be able to answer them. We're gonna learn. Oh, I almost fell backwards off the stool. That would not have been good. Like a drafting stool, not a small steno size one, but large full size drafting tools. That'd be nice. So, anyways, we're gonna have a talk here first before we get into anything, and then we'll get into the item. I did it twice before, but we'll get back into that in a moment. Hey, Kenny G, there you are, my brother. So, cheers, everyone. Light them if you got them. Oh, another thing I did too. I want to just before coming on here. Well, it's 4:11 right now, my time in Ontario, and off at the garage. He's getting some work done on his car tomorrow, and turn this down a bit. And I went back out to the hardware store and got the rest of the supply in the big 3x7 cabinet. So the 3x5 is where the put section on the you'll see it in the update video a little bit later. And Kenny G is on his front porch with okay, you know it's 73. I'm gonna have to look and see what that is in English, buddy. I don't do that's Fahrenheit, I think. I don't do Fahrenheit. So Fahrenheit to Celsius. There we go. 0 degrees Celsius is 32 Fahrenheit. And hey, man. Andy, thanks for bring time early. Oh, yeah, Kenny, yesterday was like supposed to go up to 16 yesterday. I don't think it quite made it. Nonetheless. So 73 is 22. 73 Fahrenheit is 20, almost 23 degrees Celsius. So that's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. With autos, you don't have to put in flour. It automatically flours. Exactly, Justin. Exactly. And so with that, there actually comes a few other little nuances that we'll be discussing. And there's a lot. It's nice to yes, it's beautiful when you can get out. I usually spend so much time outside. My dog spends about 95% of the time that I'm out of all the time I'm outside. I spend during the summer. I spend probably about close to 90% of my time outdoors. My dog is with me about 95% of that time. So she loves the nice weather too. Hey, Kales, thanks for tuning in. We're going to be talking about there's no excuse for anyone not to be able to find out anything. Yeah, there's a lot of crap out there, but you know, you watch enough of it, you're going to learn to pick up on which bits is people just talk. Really, really, really useful tool. And what's goody? How How am I kicking? I'm kicking fine. I'm kicking fine. Eyes are still bothering me. Bothering me right now as we speak. That's why sometimes if you see me lean in close like this, I got booked in to see a specialist on April the 4th, I think it is. I've heard a lot of good stuff about there, so hopefully I'll be in good hands because I don't want to lose my eyesight. I said to I had a meeting with my nurse practitioner yesterday, and oh yeah, can't forget about the coffee, man. I had a meeting with my nurse practitioner yesterday, and just to touch base with them because I've had a few other specialist appointments since then, some other tests and stuff, and it was kind of neat to have a plan of action for going forward. And I was actually had a really turns the computer off to the side and is sitting at to be like this. It was so bad. It was, you know what? Food, what we put in our body has impact on our bodies. And I'm saying this as I am one who's drinking too much coffee every day, still drinks pop, still has chocolate bars and stuff. Right? I'm supposed to go to Nova Scotia to pick up 2019 Chevy Equinox tomorrow. It's going to go tonight, but we'll be going. So you're going to go tomorrow then? That's cool. Felt like I was having a heart attack. It was bad. Yeah. So many different things like that can mimic heart attacks and all kinds of stuff. Got to take care of herself. So yeah, it was quite the interesting conversation with the doctor about weed. He knows I smoke medical cannabis. It was actually the nurse practitioner before him that suggested it to me. I already knew about cannabis, but I hadn't really actually done anything about it, and it was through her prompting that got me to look further. And here we are here today, instead of not here at all. And here, and same pictures on the outro, just different music track. There's this. Well, it comes up really. So I've got Mandy's getting the baby out of the bathtub. Be right back. Okay, awesome. 4 hours away from. Oh wow, that's a drive. The doctor told me once to go home, have some cannabis, and relax. Oh, that's awesome. I like that. Just go back on some of these comments tonight. Just confirming how much that I do smoke, and I'm probably underestimating, but I said about 3 to 5 grams a day. And I find a lot of people, they don't know. Me, right? And there we go, everyone. We've got 420. Happy 420 from Ontario, Canada, folks. You know the drill. Light him up. And Kenny, listen to me. This one's for you. Wayne, happy 420. There we go. So, anyways, medical practitioners or people who don't know about weed, when you say 3 to 5 grams, that means nothing to them. So, for me to explain it easily, I just basically say it's with 3 to 5 cigarette-sized. Underestimating. There's probably some days where I have probably twice that. And Wayne, I know you smoke a hell of a lot of joints. Know how much grams you smoke per day, or rather easier to do in ounces, or maybe and I can only imagine if he didn't, what his life would be like if he didn't. And in turn, Wayne grows. So you know what, Wayne? Let's see, once easily. Oh, an ounce, I guess, easily ounce a day. Wow, buddy. Awesome. 3 to 5 grams a day for Justin. I think that's a pretty good average for a lot of people. But there's some people that have way more than that, like up there. You can kind of see. And I think they're like 27-gallon tote bins. And so, anyways, what was it? I hit on the bong. If I'll just come in here and have a quick hit, grab what I need out of the freezer or whatever, and go back upstairs. You coming? Or do you purchase them? Oh, you know what? We can get rid of that banner there now. And you know what? I forgot to come back to the bottom. So there you go. And we'll come back to the comments. So you know what? I think what jeez. Open format. I kind of like having the 4 o'clock to maybe the 4:30, kind of just a casual thing, like about a whole bunch of things, and then talk about which 5 live. There's a blooper reel for you. 5 things to know before growing autos. Oh, you do both. Okay. So I may have to find out from you how you make your gummies. Kenny's toasted. Awesome. Sooner by than after leaves. Come over here for a show then. Yeah, oh man, I agree is that I know you're commenting right now, Wayne, Kenny, and and that is to use uh, like fecal, like a um, and then mix the show. Ganja news update. Christine uses uh, not coconut. I don't think it's I think it's an alcohol base, if I'm not mistaken, as well. But also, just touching base with you, Wayne, you are a grower. You grow some awesome weed, and grower um, guest growers on, such as yourself, will come on as a guest if you're wanting to, or whoever wants to, and it'll be a one-on chat, and people can ask questions in the comments, and then another format that I'd like to do with the growers is sort of a panel. Have myself and maybe say 4 or 5 other growers, and we have certain we want to talk about, and each grower can introduce themselves quickly. Just explain growing style, how they changed their growing style over the years, and then go into session there. So that way you get a whole bunch of different perspectives all in the one show as well. Just put the weed in the oil and boil it. Okay. So yeah, I know you can do it with coconut oil, but I want to try. I want to try making the extract oil with using alcohol, like food grade alcohol, like Everclear or something. But dang expensive, man. Expensive. So I actually have a jar of ghee on my dresser that I bought actually a couple months back that I got plenty of weed up here to do it with. The Tangy Purple Orange CBD weed I've got, I think that would be perfect for doing with my wife's orange sugar cookie recipe. Yeah, I know Ontario, it was a process to get it. You had to, you were limited to where you could go and get it done and stuff like that. I've never actually inquired about it here, just from what I've heard around the interwebs, is that they made it a lot easier. And I think that a lot of that was since even legalization. So I don't know if legalization had anything to do with that, or if there was pressure from the medical cannabis community, or if it was some other this reason why the LCBO here decided to make it easier. So I think to be able to order it. You might even be able to order it online. I'm not 100% sure. I've never inquired about it. So, anyways, I need a sip of coffee, and we're going to get into talking about. You know, I like the cannabis do, but you know the shirt that I should be wearing. It should be my own shirt, Grow420. With here, I'm gonna stop the cam here for a second. You're gonna go right there. The green pot leaf, the black background, and the Grow420. And back there. Dinosaurs there. The only way to be, stay lifted. My cousin made moonshine a few years back, and I made some awesome tenure with that. Cool. That'd be a cool shirt to have. Yeah, you know what? In fact, I actually have a picture somewhere too of a rolling tray with that logo as well. Just something I was able to go into one of the online shops where you go, you can customize a product, but yet you get to play around with it before making the purchase. Because I would love to have some merch available, but I have this music so low. Oh, my phone every once in a while, it turns on the safe volume thing. Same thing with the brightness. It keeps asking me if I want to turn on the adaptive brightness. So my phone. Jeez. Well, we already know that they do listen to us. And we're in your cannabis quarters. I would go to North Bay for grocery shopping, but I also was wearing it at the doctor's office too yesterday when I was there. And I even shared with them that I've been podcasting for 3 years now, and I had a whole big long talk about it with them. Probably not able to accept this from me, but if you're interested, I can send you links to some information. I mentioned the name Corey Yelland. I mentioned about several of the Charter Challenge wins that patients have had over the years. Basically, recreational cannabis even came to be, and the fact that even now, still over 20 years later, Health Canada and the Canadian consider cannabis as medicine. So that's what it's all about, is the fact that they don't recognize it as medicine. They recognize it as a commodity. And they recognize it as a commodity that they can cash in big on. And the government is and has been cashing in big on the taxes. And I sure would like to know where all that money's going to, because it sure ain't going to help give access to the people who need it the most. Exactly, just they haven't tried it. I figure exactly. And when I was reporting on the news shows on the network here for both cannabis and psychedelics, it's a general to understand what the plant is, and they're getting in and decision-making people. You're gonna see change happen in the U.S. The U.S. in many ways is miles ahead of cannabis. With cannabis, with the recent, the FDA has done a report, or has done a report, or doing a report, or going to do with their reasoning of why it should be taken from Schedule 3 to Schedule 1. Personally, it doesn't belong. Just remove it completely altogether. It's a tomato. So, but their reasoning to going from 3 to 1, within that, in addition to all the studies and the scientific stuff and all of this stuff, they're including a media posts of what people like Wayne, you and me, Justin, what we're commenting on these groups. They're watching, and they've included or going to be including a lot of this anecdotal report, because how can you not? It's real. I was on 23 pills a day. I just my doctor here with me during a lot of the time when I was on the pills. I think I was either off or off when he came on the scene. But he can see all my records. And he sees where I am. I'm 155 right now, but I was 165, 170. Maintaining a healthy weight for several years. So that whole conversation with him started because he started saying, I said, I know all the risks, but here's the thing. I'm limited to how I can consume. It doesn't cover my medication like they was on. And so I think he was really intently listening. And I know that this town, there's a lot of weed smokers, a lot of words in town, and for years they've been quiet. And legalization is in Canada. I think that's the best thing. It's got people talking. So, anyways, break. Don't go away. We'll be back in about 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So stay tuned with more of Grow420 with myself. So we'll be back in about 4 minutes and 20 seconds. You have to take a look at see some of the other shows on the network. Hit it, information. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Peace.
Are you frantically pounding away on your keyboard or share a craft to the masses on social media? Podcasting is a bright light that can help you reach a diverse help. Even if you have no experience, NOK Network will work with you to develop a wide audience, allowing us all to grow together. Podcasts are aired on multiple platform sites live through our network. Contact us and let's chat about how we can help you develop your podcast and join the NOK team.
Open your eyes.
Join us, Kim Cooper and Tara Simpson. Joint hosts sit down with patients, facilitators, lawyers, and others in the space to discuss their experiences and endeavors working with psychedelic medicine from Eastern Time for all your news and information from the realm of psychedelic medicine here on NOK Network. Follow and streaming sites, including YouTube and Rumble.
Are you a Northern Ontario rep as a medicine? No, sir, is here to help. Established in 2013, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources is here for you. No, sir, Director Kim Cooper brings you 45 plus years experience utilizing North. Activism, resources, referrals, and more at No. Say no, sir, to cannabis propaganda with No, sir. Find us at www.nocer.ca.
Now we get back to the regular program. Yeah.
Hasn't Kim done a great job on the commercials here for the network? She's awesome. She really is. So, anyways, welcome back, everyone, to Grow420 this afternoon. Episode 6, March 5th, 2024. Again, I'm your host, Ron McNabb, and we are going to be talking about autoflowers. And I did put up a few comments that Wayne and Justin were commenting as the commercial, just before the commercial and as the commercial was rolling. So we'll just go through them real quick here again. Let's see here. Justin says, I got ADHD and I stopped meds for it. Cannabis helps better for me. You know what? That's a story I hear from so many people, including family members that I have, and other people that are close to me. I know. Due to the illness I have, I'm not anti-pharma. I'm necessarily prescribing pharma. For me right now, I'm using eye drops to help reduce the pressure in my eyes because there's suspected glaucoma. Now, I don't know if that's glaucoma all on its own or if it's sarcoidosis-induced effects of the sarcoidosis in the eyes. So that's why I'm seeing the eye specialist on April 4th. And we'll find out more then. So yeah, and I'm taking naproxen, which is an anti-inflammatory, because I've throughout this whole ordeal, I've actually been quite taken. They haven't thrown medication at this. Now, largely, most of that was because early on, you know what? I forgot the music. So here we go. Early on, I didn't have a diagnosis. I didn't have the diagnosis until late November. At me, because if they gave me certain medication for something and it wasn't else, and that could have caused problems too. So, but in any case here, it would be for a very short time, and but trying to avoid having to go on prednisone. So that's why I'm using the naproxen right now. Now, I know I don't have to explain any of this to anybody, but you could talk about for other people. And initially, when I first found out what weed could do from it completely, and I've since changed my stance on that. Like I said, I'm not pharma. I'm anti-driving, and I believe that cannabis should be offered as to anybody coming into the doctor for anything. But obviously, that's not happening right now, and that could be a whole subject for another show for Grow420. Is challenges. So take the from bills from the dog. Yep, same here. And I'm going into this with a little bit of a different mindset right now because of my experience I've already been through with the pills, because I got up to 23 pills a day and I was smoking cannabis. So the cannabis helped me get off the pills. I started increasing my pills. But here's what I found out. Smoking the weed can reduce the effectiveness of some of the pills. But not only that, you start getting withdrawal symptoms of some of the stuff because it's not. Again, that's a whole other subject for another show. We're here to talk about autoflowers. So we are going to, no, that's not the right paper. Here we are. Now, as I said, I was going to get this all up on a slide where I was going to have it come up, but read off the paper. We're going to do that. And so here we go. Just to give a quick history before, yes, I have grown autoflowers before, twice. Not on purpose, though. Once, one of them, I knew that the possibility was there for an autoflower. But I really wasn't set up to an autoflower. And to be quite honest, I didn't really know that there were some differences. Now, whether these differences are actually real or was saying that their experience was, and maybe it was that, maybe it was something else, I don't know. So I'm going to be learning to grow growing as well. Probably half the pills were counter. Yeah, Wayne. Exactly. I was on. I don't have what I wish I did. I don't have any of the pills with me anymore. Any stuff that I had left over, I tossed them. I even tossed the pill box that I had. But the pill box I had was one of the ones 7 days a week, but it was a 4-slot day. It was morning, noon, evening, bed, or night. And I would pre-fill it out for the whole recommended dose for Advil and Tylenol that I was on a pill to help relieve the constipation and stomach issues that those can give a daily dose. But here's the thing, that pill didn't even work. Everything just compounded so much with things. I already had, I don't know what the condition of my liver is right now. I know my liver, it's returned. Well, it hadn't been good, but that was only last year because of my illness. But since then, my liver function has returned to normal. I have in the past been diagnosed with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Now that can go away, lifestyle changes and stuff, and probably cannabis too. Checked up on that to see if that's still the case, so I don't know. But I know I had to get my liver function tested all the time with a lot of the pills I was on, which I had. I already had that comment up. There we go. Which I had whole body tremors with, and then I also had the psychotic breaks. But it was during one of those psychotic breaks, really though, that I remember where I was. I was standing at the corner of my look. Weed fairies have been around. I love that, man. Is that the end of that album? Yeah, that's the end of that album. Or I forgot this. It's just this. The sky's normal. I love when the weed fairies are. There's already a joint sitting on the tray. A bong at all, or a vape, or anything, or is it just joints? Mostly joints. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Rolling up a wintergreen joint. Some good, different strains all the time. That's one thing I don't like. Like, I only grow 4 plants outside, and usually 2 to 3 inside. So I try to have a different strain for each of the ones outside. The ones inside want to try to keep the same strain, but I sometimes have different ones. Variety, but I don't know. I want more variety. I'm like I think what you would like, honestly, like these jars from the dollar store here. I got tape on there right now, but you can write it on with chalk or whatever. Like maybe a Sharpie, like not a Sharpie, but like a paint marker. So I don't know. That'd be neat. But these jars hold, I think. Let's see. This is Jack. Oh. Got the growing down, but stuff still seems to be a little on the dry side sometimes. But some of it, like cheese that I've got here, like if you were to touch this in the bag, but when I grind it up and it's on the tray, it's not. Trying to perfect every bit of the grow along the way. So, anyways, we're gonna get back to the autoflowers. So the ones that I grew before, one was a bag seed that my brother-in-law had given me. I didn't even know what strain it was. He just had a seed, and it came from a Canadian LP licensed producer. So, but it ended up turning out to be autoflower. I do have pics of it. You know, I'm going to write down a note because what I'm going to of the 2 autoflowers that I've grown before, and I do have some video, I think, as well. Pics of autos. There we go. And so we'll show that up next week. And one of them I grew mostly under story. Well, you'll have to hear the story next week about that. Right now I have wintergreen and Texada time warp and strawberry sherbet chocolate haze weed in front of me. Oh, all great sounding weed. Texas time warp, I've actually had that. or Texada twine warp, I think it is. Yours is Texas time warp, but I have a feeling that might be an autocorrect thing there. But 18. I started smoking weed in 2017. I was a goody two be a criminal and buy from the illegal market. Yeah. What a bunch of crocked out that all is. But anyways. But when recreational came by, they applied for a recreational license, got it. On their website, they stated that patients are a priority, blah, 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 blah. All the, all the good words that you want to hear, right? But yet, me as a registered patient there, as expensive as the medication was, and me not being able to purchase my full script that I needed, they brought me to the point where I could no longer get the product I needed because they were stockpiling it all to send over to the rec market, where they could sell it at full price and not have to give the discount. So, yeah, fuck you to them. But anyways, again, another story for another show. Started smoking weed in 80 or 81. Oh yeah, I got off the with the Texada time warp. So 2018, I decided to go look on the gray market, and through several trusted Facebook groups in the cannabis community, came from out in BC. So that was so anyway, back to the autoflowers. So that one autoflower that was from bag seed from my brother-in-law kind of really didn't understand. I'd been growing for a few years already, but I didn't really understand at first that, oh yeah, shoot, this is an autoflower, until it was an autoflower. It was in flower. And so it was already, I think it was only in a 1 gallon, all that. And so it really wasn't worth it. It did bud out, but it wasn't like a really great plant. It wasn't a great smell on it. The other one was, I knew that there was a possibility. It was seeds I got from Frosty, Tangy from the Happy Seeds project. And I think it's Tangy-matic. Up too, but I don't want to do that right now. I'll do that when I get the history, show the pics to you. When they bred that, the CBD ended up being a low CBD so that's how I grew the Tangy Purple Orange CBD Auto this past summer. And you'll hear the story on that. It was stunted. It was probably overdone on purpose. So they were all the same. So here's a few different tips. So when you're growing autos, so this is 5 things to know. 5 things to know before growing autos. Wayne says, I'm looking for the strain pink. So what I've got coming up right for the auto that I've got is CBD Auto Pink and CBD Auto Green, or is it CBD Auto Purple? Hold on, let me. Marcel Cook passed them along to me. CBD Kush Green and CBD Kush Purple. I would see what it smokes like. Same thing with peanut butter breath. I've never had that, and I've heard some people say it's awesome, but then again, I've heard some people say, oh, they can't stand it. So, is more in most cases, especially when it comes to nutrients. That too usually is in the recommended amounts for the most ideal conditions, in my opinion. So whenever you're growing, it's always easier to add a little bit more. And again, this is with photo period or auto. Always easier to add a little bit more. You overfeed on a plant with nutrients, it's pretty devastating. Autoflowers tend to be a little bit more pickier than you kind of get screwed on it, where you'll get this stunt. And again, I'm speaking. But some may be actual things that may. They say Bob Marley smoked lamb. Vouch for this. It comes with experience in growing. I find growers, especially newbies, will say, okay, I got to feed my plants on this. But they're not looking at what the plant is telling them. So then what happens is they get on Facebook, get on one of the groups. Help, my plant is like, I don't know what to do. They don't give any other information. And then you come to find out that they just kept feeding prescribed times without looking at what the plant was, because their environment setup may not allow the plant to be able to uptake the nutrients at that rate, whether it be lighting, humidity, temperature, genetics, all of that and more. Hey, Mikey, thanks for tuning in, bro. I tagged you earlier, but I figured you're probably at work. Plants, you know what I'm talking about. Mikey, you know that too. You know that. So yeah, Wayne, if you're ever interested in coming up on as a guest, and if you're not, like if you're camera shy or whatever, I fully respect that. No judgment against you at all. There's many people want to or don't like to or whatever. But if you wanted to come up as a guest at some point, we can arrange to a show for you to come on, and you can share some of your growing experiences and such. And if you don't want to do it live, video, and I can play that during the show as well if you want. It's all up to you. But if you're not comfortable doing any of it, and you don't want to, no big deal. No work. I was stuffing my face. Okay, Mikey, that's a good enough excuse. You're forgiven. You're forgiven. At home, like you're still, even if it's just one plant and wind blade stuff. Hey, I want you on the show because I want to help reduce the stage fright, if you will, with getting involved in growing. It's start with what you have, with what you know, and when you can do better, do better. You know how that is. Am I saying there? What we have in good, but not sure. But yeah. Anyways, so learn to read the plants, and you'll know whether she needs water. You'll know whether she needs whether she needs and here I am now with, I would probably have to say, pounds that I grow each year outdoors. I don't like the outdoor weed as much as you do, and I'm having issues trying to get the volume up of the indoor stuff. But a lot of that is just working with what I got, lighting, the ventilation that I have on the cabinet. I would love to have like a 6-inch exhaust. Actually, I have an idea, and Wayne, maybe you. The old chimney that's in the basement here. The contractors just left it wide open, so I had to tape it shut because there's cold air just blowing through. But that there, I was thinking I could tap into that and exhaust my grow cap. I think I'm going to stay any leaks in it into the attic and stuff. I don't want any result, or there was an issue there already before that they didn't know about. I think I'll just keep it going out the basement window where it can. Would. I think it would work awesome, Wayne. But for the reason what I just said, because I rent, and I'm not climbing up in the attic to seal up any joints or anything like that. What was that? We had a scoff tonight, boy. Not sure what you. Okay, so we're going to move right along here because time is getting on. I'll go over a bit, not the end of the world, but I do want to try to finish up at 5:30. I do want to show the update video. The update video is moving along here. So less is more. The autoflowers. If you have an issue, once you see it in the plant, it's already probably too late to correct the issue because, especially if you're using only dry amendments and top dressing, because that takes time for things to break down and quickly to fix your plant. Well, guess what? It's not probably going to work because of the time frame that the autoflower is on. Because once that plant starts flowering, or actually once the plant goes, it's got a definitive time period. You have it under. So there is some benefits. So one of the things that we will do for the next of growing autoflowers. Of growing. Have to write this stuff down. I usually watch the show back. Just also just to see if there are any technical glitches and shit, like stuff like that. So, okay, photo periods. Because there are several. I had a good feed, lots of food. I'm almost positive that's what scoffed me. Okay, yeah, I kind of figured it was probably some slang. Like fisticuffs, little ruffle, rumble, tumble. But that might be that as well too. Could be a Newfie thing, or it could be Sudbury thing. Sudbury, they're pretty weird up there. On light cycle the whole time of grow. Get into further on another episode. They can only have one bud too. Yeah, that's going to be one. We're going to mention one that kind of touches on one of the points further in. So that's awesome. And exactly, Justin, 60 to 90 days. Not on purpose. They didn't turn out to be gardens. So it was okay. But this year I'm growing on purpose these CBD Kush green, CBD Kush purple autos, and indoors here. So I want to do everything I can to make the best. You guys can learn along with me here too. Lights cycle 18.6 or 24 is good. Yeah, exactly. There's a couple of other variants that you can do too. For episode 2. Geez, my eyes are really blurry right now. feels like when you touch, it's a little bit tender to touch. So thought autos were for two. I thought the exact same too, but apparently not. There's, well, maybe with some of them, I don't know, because there is also fast autos, but even that I would imagine, like I haven't even done any research on the fast autos with that too. Mama TS7. Oh, hey, it's Tara. This is Tara. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna just take that off of there for a second. I think hers, Tara. I think hers is up. I was out as well too. Apparently, it was a global thing. Because even Tracy Lameria over in Malta, she was out as well. But apparently, some people I do. And still having troubles trying to get in, or some things are working and some things are not. But I definitely will let Kim know. I'm going to be probably done here in about 20 minutes or so. Maybe 20, 25 minutes. Kim to text me if hers are up and have her write a note on my Facebook wall. Okay. After the show, but cycles, she knows how to grow. So who didn't know how to grow? You just put a seed in, boom, grows by itself. But no, apparently there's some different things about it. So that's one of the big things is the nutrients, because once you see the issue in the plant, usually too late. And as Justin I don't know if he came up with the term or not, but the term he used was 84 and out the door. The most mature plant. And you'll get most mature plant. The most mature the plant will get for what you're wanting to get out of it. Because there comes a time where your plant will then start dying off quickly, and you can't extend the grow period on it too much. I noticed that with the one I did outside. I was waiting, and I've also heard that the trichomes don't all necessarily turn ember. So I was waiting for a whole ton of ember, like 30% or whatever, and it was not getting anywhere near that. But then I was looking at a lot of the buds, and they're kind of gets a refresh on that. So yeah, 84 and out the door. So yeah, 12 weeks. So a lot of the packages, let's see, it says 9 weeks as per package. Yeah, so that's the thing. The timelines of the packages usually say for photos. different people, and no different than here. Easier to grow. See, again, different strokes for different folks. So that was when to train and how. Now, this here suggests, and I'm going to try it with their and keep it again. Keep in mind, I'll be reading the plants, but also keeping in mind that it's an autoflower that can respond back. On day 20 to 25. Cut the bottom 2 nodes off the plant because they're not going to be, they're too low on the bottom. Cut them off once the plant. So when you cut them off, you're not going to really damage the plant much. So it's not going to take much to bounce back. With it, and it's just wasted energy going into those bottom. So remove those, and then around day 28 to day 30, so after a couple of days to get the plant a chance to readjust itself. If you're going to top, this is when you want to do it. Now, some people say you can't top autos. That's what I heard. Well, just once. There was one as an experiment. They do to bring to the show, and makes it fun too. Because why? It'd be boring growing the exact same way all the time. How would they be in a hydro bucket system? You know, that's another thing I'm going to be almost wondering if there might be error in a setup like that. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the grow bins I have here right now, or if I'm going to try something different with them. Just from some of the different things that I've been hearing. Or I might try one grow bin and try a different method. They would try. That's what I think. But I also think you're straight hydro. See, I use my self-watering bins are kind of like a hydro like a hybrid grow system. Bottom 4 inches of the tote bin, and it's just one of these tote bins here. Right there, 102 liter. Now, the bottom 4 inches is that, so it's obviously not 27 gallons of water or YouTube videos. I've heard some people. I haven't measured. I was going to measure on mine with the one, and I got busy just building it all, and I forgot to measure it. Hey, Doc Dank, brother, thanks for tuning in. What's your take on autos in a hydro system? Yeah, I really don't know. I really haven't done. I personally don't want to use synthetics, synthetic nutrients. But at the same token, if anyone's using synthetic nutrients, I'm not going to knock them for that. That's whatever they want. But for me personally, I think there's a little bit of stuff that like more attention that needs to be tended to that to avoid things from getting screwed up that I can give right now. Yeah, we can talk later at some point. No, not right after the show. I'm busy after the show with dinner, obviously. But we'll connect sometime. Pure Blend Pro. Okay, so I'll have to look that up. But the generator would be used. Cannot hook my furnace up to the generator. The furnace is 220. I know how to do wiring and stuff, but I'm not touching any of that shit. We'd be running it just a couple of boil heaters in the house. Be able to switch over to the fridge, keep things running there from time to time. Maybe a couple of other things. But to have something dedicated, I'd be dedicated. I wouldn't want to rely on that for my grow. If our power goes out now, yeah, our power goes out now. There's no harm in it. I just lose my lights, and my fans, but I've not really had any issues where yeah, I've had some seeds and stuff, but that may not have been to that. That may have been the genetics. Some of the seeds where I've got some of the seeds from. Could be other things. Could be some of the stress I've done to the plant. So who knows? But all in all, I'm still able to be growing my weed, right? So that's all that matters. Anyways, we're yeah, don't do much to the plant past 5 nodes. Except for spreading the branches, and I can't read my writing. Except for spreading them down a bit or tie them back. Do stuff like that, but don't overbend. Don't do too much. But because I find with the ones where it's like for your because with hydro you got to be really concerned with your EC and your pH and all that, much more than soil. Autoflowers begin to flower between 6 to 8 weeks after they're planted. Yeah. So they're a fairly quick plant, and that is one of the benefits. We'll give one of the benefits of that today, because of the 12-week time, and you're getting the spoiler that you need for them. They can go anywhere you want. They can even go under 12. If you had room in a flower tent and you needed to stick an autoflower in there or two, you could do that, right? Even just to fill up the canopy space, automatically we're raising humidity. So lots of natural ways of correcting some of your environment issues. So yeah, and then genetics is a wild card from what I understand with autos. Some bud, other times you get this massive thing that you're like having to contain, and colas that are like bigger than pop cans. So yeah, so that's one thing you're gonna watch out for. Again, reading the plants. Look at what the genetics of the plant is doing. See if there's anything you can do, maybe that might help it along because of that. I don't know. I'm just saying, research. Oh, geez, time's going on, man. So yeah, and it can differ wildly from read my writing. Anyways, just wildly different genetics may give you wide variety of different genetic expressions. So here's another benefit, though. New learning, it gives you an opportunity for new learning opportunities as a grower to grow autos. So never stop. The day you stop learning is the day you stop living, in my opinion. Bowl ready here. We're going to do a quick plant update, and then we will be out. So I've got the I'm going to thought I had everything ready. I was on the ball today. This is the only thing I didn't have up, but we're good. Because the audio gets muffled. I feel like I'm a broken record, but when I'm playing the update video, if I talk during the time of the video, exactly. I never say I'm a master grower. I'm always learning. Yeah, you know what? I've never really liked that term. I'll bring this up on stage. And pause that for a second. And you guys are going to have to be my ears on the video or whatever. I'm just going to change the screen format. Okay, so I think there we go. This one here. Okay, so I've got to bring this right back to the beginning. So at the beginning, I'll pause because it's just a short update of the status of the plants. They were germinated December 3rd, 2023. They were transplanted. There was other transplants in between, but they were transplanted to 3-gallon pots to their forever homes, what you see now, on January 29th. Flipped the flower on February 28th, and I installed the scrod nets on March 3rd. Now, I was going to build a new scrod net, one whole complete one. I changed my mind because I had to go buy some electrical supplies to do the lighting that you'll see in the other cabinet at the part of the cabinet at the end here of the video. Because I had to go do that, I just used what I had, and when I can do better, I'll do better. So probably complete. Exactly, Wayne. How's the volume for the music? Is it okay? Could it go up a bit, or is it too loud? Good. Now, this plant here was the healthiest looking one at the beginning, but then it just was so compact and bushy, and it didn't turn out to be as big as I wanted it to be. So I think I'm going to struggle. It's okay. Thanks, Wayne. So I think I'm going to struggle to fill out this net. But we'll see. This should be going through the stretch. Well, I am tucking some more under here and there. So yeah, anyways, Wayne, the bottom, these bins, there's 4 inches of water, and there's about a 1/2 inch or so airspace, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and there's a platform, and then I've got the Pro Mix HP mycorrhizae mixed with additional perlite in there. I like it, Wayne. I really do. You're basically just growing colas. You're just bending the branches over. Now, I have the net screwed to my cabinet. Now, you saw Frosty's the other night. His isn't screwed down or weighed down at all, and his plant's lifting the net like up off the ground. My Fruit Root Bubba that I had growing in it a couple of runs back, it really pushed the net up. But it's changed my growing game by both these bins and using the net. Yeah, you did see that. Yeah, he's got to weigh it down somehow. He'll do it. I'm just glad he figured out what the issue was with his plant yellowing, that it was the pH. Seems to be on the bounce back. Obviously, it's still got some issues there, but personally, from what I've seen from each update video, it's going to make it. You might lose a little bit in yield, but then again, that's a monster plant. I really enjoyed seeing him. And Wayne, I'm not bringing this up to make you feel bad in any way, because you know what, shit happens. But I really enjoyed seeing him watching him grow the wedding cake. That was pretty cool. But not only that, I actually won some wedding cake on one of the shows. So it was pretty cool. And yeah, it's an awesome strain. But no, Wayne, you tried, man. You tried your best with those clones. So, got some nice clones. Yeah, I do actually have some here. Look. I tried doing some cloning. I can't keep going on too much longer. We'll talk about it next show. Or actually tune in tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NOK Network, my profile. or on Grow420 on YouTube or Facebook for the IWK 710 Daily Sesh, Weedy Wednesdays. So I got some clones here. See? There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6 in this one. About 15 or so in this one, maybe 10. I had started them a few before, and nothing survived, but I know the issues. I'm not going to get into it today because I don't have the time. Tune in tomorrow night. So I also can take a few more clones off from the plant that was in the cabinet. That's where the 3x3, that's where these came from. And you saw some of the electrical supplies there for me to do with the lights in this cabinet here. So the top compartment will be for, you see, the clone dome. So I've got all the wiring cut. I've got some of the boxes installed. I've got the rest of the boxes at the hardware store before the show here. So there's going to be, you'll have to see it all done. I'm going to probably get all this done probably this evening. And I'll have another update video of this tomorrow night. There'll be an outlet in there. There'll be a junction box at the back for the hydro to come in at. And then there'll be a feed going down to the bottom cabinet, which will be a junior veg cabinet. And so there'll be 2 lights in the bottom. Yeah, Wayne, that's one of the updates I want to do. I want to do one with a bubbler and one with not. And I don't want to do it on this run with the autoflower. I don't think. I can't get the supplies to do it right now. Thank you, Wayne. So that'll be for the next run, I think, indoor, which will be probably the next winter run. The lights in the bottom will plug in because obviously I got to have them on a timer, but the lights on the top, they'll be just direct wired. There's no need to have that turn off when I'm using it, because if the clones are in there, I usually keep my clones under 24-hour light. I can always change it around if I wanted to. I can put a plug on. Just trying to save a little bit of money too, because a new plug and man, they're like $829, $849 or something before and then tax. So we'll come back full screen here, and look at that. We're done. So yeah, we covered a lot on today's show. So what's in that cabinet right now is this grapefruit diesel feminized from Next Generation Seed Company. Won these from Frosty on Cannabis Corner with Jay Frost. So music that we've been listening to in the background, that's all from Frosty. Yeah, 22 to 24 hours for clones. Yeah, like I said, I can, if I want, I can always convert it to an outlet and run a timer up there too. But then I'd also have to go and buy another timer, and I don't have the cash for that. I just spent $45 on the electrical supplies for the boxes and stuff, and plug end and a few things. But I've been installing on this. This cabinet's like 2 years old now, I think it is, and this is what I've been waiting on. So I figured I need to get it up and running. I used to use my grow cabinet for doing some of our vegetable starts because we have 3,500 square feet of vegetable gardens, and I don't have the room in the cabinet anymore for that. I used to be able to have a break in between, And so I don't have that. So I've built another plant stand, like a plant light stand for a lot of that. But in the meantime, I also needed more space because I took out one of my original grow cabinets, repurposed it for using to store our empty mason jars. So yeah, I've been busy. So there's going to be more great content coming up on the next episode and episodes of Grow420 here on NOK Network. We're now on every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, we always celebrate the Ontario 420 from Ontario. The Happy 420 from Ontario, Canada. There we go. So there we go. I'm just going to come back. Just hold on a second. Remove from studio. Oh, there we go. Things take time, Ron, and as long as we don't stop, it will come. Exactly. Happy 420. It's always 420, eh, Justin? It's 420 somewhere. So, anyways, it's been a pleasure today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, we've gone on longer than I anticipated, but it's been a great show. I'm not going to bother putting the music back on because I'd have to unplug the headset because if I've got the thing is, if I got the headset in and the music's playing through the stereo, the headset makes the stereo muffled. So go figure. So anyways, next Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Grow420 for more of what's not growing on. Well, more of what's growing on. But we'll have more great content coming up to you. What's on tonight on the NOK Network? What's coming on up next? Oh, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You got to tune in to the IWK 710 Daily Sesh, to Janine the Cannabis Fairy, coming into you from all the way from Mexico. She's got a whole lot of cannabis stories there, a whole lot of stories about her adventures of winter life in Mexico and all that. So tune in. It's a great time there. And after that, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there's pre-recorded show of psychedelic reporters with Hobbies Puppets and Tara Simpson. Reporting on psychedelic news in the mainstream media. Well, psychedelic is medicine in the news, and giving their own commentary. So don't forget, tune into all those great shows. Have a great night, everyone. We'll have one more spark up on the way out. Sip of coffee. Until next time, peace.